Hi everyone, it's Dash of Dave here again. I'm back for another crafty video. So this time we're going to make this, which is a one sheet wonder. But I was inspired to make this by Liz the Paper Project. Okay, so I watched her make it's called the Easy Folio one-page crafts, new creator's idea, making and creating. That's the title of the video, okay? And she has also said that if we mention her and her video and the title of the video, and she's doing this kind of new incentive of trying to get to kind of skip the algorithm, where she's got I don't know how many, a few. 37,000, almost 38,000 subscribers. But she's also struggling with the algorithm, which means that it doesn't always show people their subscribe. If you're subscribed to a channel, it doesn't always show you what's new, because if you haven't watched somebody's video for a while, it stops showing you those people videos, so it looks like that person is no longer putting out videos. So she is trying to kind of work against the algorithm, and I'm in that same situation. I've been going for nearly 5 years. I've got 637. I think this is the 637th video that I've put out. I've got just over 2,000 subscribers, and obviously we all struggle with the algorithm. Anyway, so thanks very much, Sue. Thanks very much, Liz, for this idea. I think it's a great idea. Hopefully we can, give Liz some more views, and hopefully I can get some too. And that's what we're all here for. That's why we're on YouTube. We're trying to kind of make and create and share the love. And one big thing that you can do for anybody that puts any video, so whatever it is, whatever content they put out, doesn't matter what you watch, if you've watched it, give it a like. That's the least that you can do. Give it a like. Share it if you so desire. Comment if you want to. And obviously subscribe, because that really helps. Click the notification icon to say that you want to be notified of any new videos, and that all helps, because I tell you now, it's an uphill challenge trying to be seen on YouTube, because it often favors the big channels, the 5-minute crafts for some reason, and none of those things work. So anyway, let's get to it. So that's the preamble over. Hi to Liz if you're watching, and hello to everybody else. If you're new here, welcome. Take a seat, enjoy the ride. So here we go. You might want to put your seatbelt on, because it could be a bumpy ride. Whenever I'm doing something, it could be a bumpy ride. So be prepared for anything. Even me just having a laugh at myself. So anyway, so this is the project. So Liz made one that was more this size, which is I don't know what size that works out to. It's 4 3/4 by 6, whereas this one, it works out to 5 3/4 by 7 1/4. And the reason for that is I wanted to make it so that I could fit inside a 5 by 7 sized photo, for instance, in there. So I'm just going to put that back in. It won't go back in when I'm doing something, when I'm on camera. There we go. It's gone back in now, Dave. And then we've got a little clippy thing here. She had a pocket. I've got a clippy thing. And she had a slightly different closure than I did. And then there's another pocket here. And obviously you could stuff it full of whatever you like. And we're going to make this or something similar, because I can't promise to recreate this, because I'm not a photocopier. But we're going to make something like this right now, basically. So what you want to do is, obviously, we're going to cut this at a height of 7 1/4. So we're going to get a 12 by 12 sheet of paper. Now, the other thing is, let me just show you this again, sorry. I did just like Sue, sorry Sue, sorry Liz. Sue and Liz, you've got 3 letters in your name and everything else is confusing. So Liz, clues in the name, Dave. Liz the Paper Project wouldn't be called Sue, would she? So Liz made hers with single-sided paper and covered the inside with some extra paper. Well, that's what I did on this one, because I struggled to find out what to do with. I've got some really nice, like this, really nice single-sided card, but whenever I make things, you don't want it plain white on the inside. So that's because that's what it looks like on the inside. So I'm going to use this now. I'm going to use this on the outside, and I'm going to put some of these panels on the inside. Okay, because then I can use some of this 12 by 12 that I wouldn't normally use, and that's what I'm encouraging you to do. Use the stuff you've got. Don't buy any more. Don't buy any more. Step away from the new products. You don't need it. So I'm going to cut that bit off. So that makes it, that's 7 1/4 I'm doing this. Okay, I'm going to take that off. Okay, and so obviously that means that we now have this, which is 4 3/4, because despite what people think, I can do maths, or math if you're in the US. So we're going to need a scoreboard. Well, you don't need a scoreboard, because if you don't have a scoreboard, don't go out and buy one. Use what you've got. I keep telling you to use what you've got. So I need a scoring tool, because I am using a scoreboard. I'm going to score this at 3 1/8. So let's just see. Let's move this up so I can see it, because my eyesight is back. Oh, my stomach's rumbling now. Sorry. If you can hear that, apologies. It's not an earthquake. It's just my stomach rumbling. And we're going to score it at 3 1/8. And so I've got the what I want on the outside facing up, by the way. 3 1/8, and then we're going to go for 8 3/4. So 8 3/4 is about there. Well, it is there, Dave, because it's no about. And then I'll take this off, and we'll put that somewhere on the floor, and you'll hear it crash to the ground later. Just warning you. Okay, so just going to fold all of those folds in. Okay, so this is the way round that I'm going to have it. So I'm going to have it with the slightly smaller panel to the left and the larger panel to the right. Okay, not clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right, just smaller to the left and larger to the right. So for making any of this really confusing, I'm not surprised. Welcome. So your spare bit is going to do the stuff inside. It's going to give you your pockets, and you're going to be able to make all the funky gorgeousness. Okay, so the next thing I want to do, sorry about my stomach, it's really rumbling now. I don't know whether you can hear it, but shut up, we're not talking to you. Stop now. So what we're going to do is, I'm just going to trim off that very top of this page. So this is what I'm going to put on the inside. And this is some, I can't remember what it's called. K something. K Create, something like that. I can't remember what it was called, because like it doesn't have a cover on it. And I bought it, I don't know. I think I was still with my husband at the time, so and we've been separated, well, divorced now, but we've been apart for 9 years, so I've had it that long, so don't ask me. I'm sure it's K and Co, that's it. Sorry, I knew we'd get there. It's just we don't always take the direct route, we take the scenic route. So this is what's going to go on the inside. this is going to be the thing that we're going to make the pockets out of. Now, how you choose to fill the inside is entirely up to you. So you can make little tabby things, little pockety things, little tucky things, little, I don't know, little other things. Can't think of anything else that goes with little. A little or no interest. You can do what you like. So, but this time I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a pocket in this way round. Okay, so we're going to have it so that we can pop things in. And just because, you know, I like to be different, and let's face it, you know, I'm very different. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this down so that it is, so if you look at this panel here, this panel is 5.5 wide. Now the reason for that is if you've got a piece of 5x7 card, you don't want it to be exactly that size, because otherwise you'll find it really hard to close anything up. Okay, and that's the reason why it's higher than 7, so it's 7.25, because you don't want it to be completely the same height. Otherwise you'll find if you put pockets in, you'll get a line of glue where you can't put anything down to, and then your 5x7 thing will stick out to the top. Obviously if you're not doing that, then you're not doing that. So you don't have to listen to me. Well, you know, let's face it, why would you? So, like I say, so this is 5.5 wide. Okay, so I'm going to cut some of this card at 5.5. Okay, and that's why I'm going to pop it on here. Well, I'm going to make it a little less than. So I'm going to make it 1/8 of an inch. Now, I'm not. If you're new here, I'm really sorry. I'm not used to using inches. I'm a metric guy. I'm from the UK, let's face it. Well, no, don't. If you don't know anything about like metric and imperial in the UK, then you're going to be as bamboozled as we are. So we travel in miles an hour. We travel X amount of miles away, but we measure the length of the street in in meters. So. We've got that strange fusion. So anyway, what I'm going to say is it needs to be just 1/8 of an inch shorter, which means that it's, what does that, no, that's the 16th, Dave. Which means that we're going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, where am I going? No, we're doing, it needs to be 1/8 of an inch shorter, not a 16th of an inch shorter, Dave. So which means it's 3/8 of an inch. So 5 3/8, yeah, because 5 4/8. I watched somebody saying something about it being 5 4/8, and I was like, is that not half? It's not like 5.5. Anyway, shut up, Dave. And somebody else was, oh yeah, I was watching somebody else as well that was saying about it being it was measured at something, and I can't remember, but it was basically 3/4 of an inch. And I was like, why are you saying it in fractions? So, like in, I can't remember. Don't listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking about. It's all right. Not the first time that I don't know what I'm talking about. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this pocket a bit shallower. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it off. Okay. So I'm going to cut it down to, I think that's my 3-inch line. It is my 3-inch line. I'm going to cut it down to a 3-inch size pocket. Okay, but I'm going to keep this because that's going to be our tab on the outside. Okay, so we're going to pop that in there. And then what we're going to do with these is we're going to turn these into, we're going to have a tuck spot, and then we're going to make it a pocket as well. So again, for making tuck spots, we don't need them to be particularly deep. So tuck spots, what I did for my tuck spots was I popped them in this thing. Now this is a tab cutter, but it's one of the ones where you have to fold it over to make it a tab. So if you don't fold it over, you can just pop it in there. It's exactly 2 inches wide, so oh, my stomach's doing it again. I'm going to pop that in there, and then do that, and then I'm going to pop Then I'm going to throw that over on the floor, and then Brian's here. So.
What is that?
Yes, please. Thanks, Brian. And then we're going to do another one. Okay, so these are going to be our tucks, our little tucky things, top and bottom. Okay, we're going to have a pocket this way round. That's going to be part of our outsidey bit. And then we're going to have this. So, because I've changed the way that I've done the pocket, this has made this a bit smaller, okay, than it would have been if we'd had it as a... And I didn't think about that. I'll be very honest with you. You know, if you come here for honesty, you're definitely welcome to stay, because that's what you'll get from me till the day is long. So this leaf is 3 1/4 inch. Okay, so you don't want your pocket to be 3 1/4 inch, otherwise your pocket's going to come right up to here. So we want to go shorter than that. So we're going to make it, I'm going to make it 2, I think. Now, anybody that's watching me that has never watched me before, I do these things. I don't always plan ahead. I just make and I create. And that way then, if I make all of my mistakes in front of you, you feel confident to make your own mistakes without fearing that, you know, oh, I've done it wrong, I can't do it, I'm never going to be able to do this. Give yourself a break. You know, you can't do everything. You can only do what you can. So what we're going to do is we're going to make some panels now for here. So remember, this is 5.5 wide, okay, but this time I think I'm going to panel the whole thing in this, because otherwise you're going to see the background paper from behind. And I've chosen this because I liked the fact that it was picking up the colours in the original paper, so that's why I've used it. So I'm going to cut this down. So don't ever look at me and think he knows what he's talking about, because I tell you now, anybody that's ever watched me before can testify that I haven't got a clue. In the nicest possible way, I haven't got a clue. So it's going to go. We're going to go 5.5, and we're going to go to 7 1/4, which is the same size as the panel will be. So this will sit in here. I can't remember which way round that paper is now. Which way up? I can't tell. I can't tell which way up. Was that supposed to be growing? Is it that way? Yes. Couldn't tell which way the flowers were growing. So we're going to put this in here, and what you want to make sure is that when you fold it over, it doesn't bunch that inner piece of paper on any of the folds, okay? So if it does, what you need to do is you just take your ruler and take the slightest, or a pair of scissors, take the slightest sliver, not slither. Slithers is what snakes do. Slithering is Harry Potter, and sliver is how you eat cake, according to my grandma, not according to me. She always used to have a sliver of cake, and I didn't. So that's probably the reason why I don't know how to say the word properly. I'll have a big wodge, please. So that's going to go in there. So we're going to stick that down. Now, what shall I use? Shall I use a combo? A glue combo? You too. You can use a glue combo. If you can find your glue book, Dave. Nope. That's not it. Where is it? Hello? Hello? It's me. Right. Going to use a combo. Oh look, it's a little bit ripped, but you won't see it when it's down. Going to use glue stick for the main part, but we're also going to catch all the edges, because I tend to find the glue sticks aren't very good at keeping the edges stuck down, or it could be the type of glue stick I use, which is cheap. Anybody wants to know what glue stick I use? It's Tesco. Tesco's finest. Tesco is a supermarket in the UK, if you're not familiar. If you ain't familiar, that's what it is. Come on. This is why I always end up with such horribly sticky fingers, because I'm constantly sticking my finger in it to get it to come up. I hope nobody's listening to my conversation. So I'm going to put a tiny bit of glue, a bead of glue around the edge, just to make sure it stays stuck down. And you have to kind of work fast, especially in the UK, because our weather changes so quickly. It's currently dry, the sun will come out, and everything suddenly starts setting quickly. That's why Anita's tacky glue doesn't work here, and what's the other one? Art glitter glue doesn't work here. Or it's damp and wet and doesn't work. And so pop that on there. Tiny bit of glue and stick it down with something. Don't use that, Dave. That's flexible. There you go. That's what you're looking for. And if you're like me and you haven't done a very good job and it's hanging over the edge, don't worry, because the world and Tim Holtz invented scissors. So you just snip it off. And if you're not feeling confident to snip it off, then file it off or cut it off with a blade. Although if you're not feeling confident to use a pair of scissors, please don't be using a blade. I like using a blade, but when it's wet, it's probably not the best thing to do. So that's going to go in there. Okay, I'm going to ink now just on this edge because I like it a bit more grungy than most people. So, except for you've just completely gone over the piece of paper. And again, I'm going to grungyify it. If you're not a grungy person, then you're not a grungy person. Don't worry. You can stay. I won't throw you out just because you're not a grungy person. I'm going to catch all these edges. And you know, I do these things like a bull in a china shop sometimes. I've never met a bull in a china shop. Maybe that's the reason why there's a saying for it though, because you're not supposed to have bulls in china shops. Oh, that's the sticky glue thing that holds the paper pad together. There we go. So that's just going to, do the seamy things. So this is going to be our pocket. Again, that will also need glue on it. Oh, sorry, glue on it. But this is not glue. Don't listen to me. I have no idea what I'm talking about. I'll use some vintage photo on it. Put a bit of this over the edge. You know, I like it a bit grungy. Now, I could have used the other side of this paper if I'd liked it, but I don't like it, so I know that you guys might like it, and that's fine. But I'm not a big butterfly fan. I do like some, but not all. Okay, we're going to pop that in there. Oh, no, we're not going to put that much glue on it, Dave. Just gluing it. I can hear Brian approaching with a cup of tea.
There goes that.
Thanks, Brian.
Sorry, big tick.
So, pop that in there. And you know I like to just pinch it a little so that it kind of pops open a bit, and that way then it presents itself for being filled rather than you're struggling to get the piece of paper in. So I just want to push it down. There we go. And then we're going to take these broken wings and learn to fly again. Learn to fly so... I don't know. Free. I don't know what the words are. Could you tell? So we've got... it's actually about 3, and if I'm trying to keep away from that edge, I want to keep it to 3. Let's do it. Cut it at 3. I had all, I'll be honest with you, I had all of these written down, all nicely written down. but then I lost the piece of paper that I was using. So I've got one of the ones where I started writing it, and then made a mistake, and then I've lost the others. So I don't know where the other piece is. So I can't tell you how big it is. I'm just measuring as we go. And let's face it, it's a lot more exciting, isn't it, if we do it this way? I think I stuck that in upside down, didn't I, in the end? Or have I put the pocket on the wrong side? I've put the pocket on the wrong side. Oh well, you know, that pocket should have been up there. Whose fault was that? Turning it over, turning it round. Where's my glue book gone? This is not going to go well, you know, today. So I was dealing with horrible anxiety this morning, and I filmed one of my videos, which was just a bit more serene, where I was just doing some collaging. And now I've gone into the crazy state, which is often what follows the anxiety. You know, typical autistic person. I do not regulate my emotions particularly well, so I'm kind of a bit all over the place. So I'm not surprised at getting it the wrong way up and upside down and back to front, and this has got no chance now which way that bird's going to be. Yeah, well, you know, it started off as a great idea and then developed from there, and it's still a great idea. It's just a completely new idea. So that is not going to fit there, Dave. For that, I can tell you. So now this pocket is the one that's going to be a bit bigger, isn't it? Yep, there you go. It is 8 and whatever that is, an eighth. So we're going to go for 8 and an eighth. No, 3 and an eighth, Dave. That is not 8 and an eighth. Honestly. If I only had a brain. If I had a brain, it would all... Oh, please don't slice the owl into a billion pieces. I like the owl. No, don't cut that bit off. Cut it the other way, Dave. I don't want to slice. Don't think I'm using the owl in this, but I just don't want to slice him up. 8 and an eighth. There we go. I like an owl. Owls are lovely. They're a real hoot. But so, and then we're going to go for 7 1/4. Hi, please don't chop the top of the owl off. I didn't. That's good. And that should go in there. Hopefully, if I've measured it correctly, it will. That's excellent. So, again, glue book. That's getting a bit sticky. Let's flip a page. And I'm just going to glue it. Like I say, I'm just going to glue this first, and then I'm going to put some white glue around the edge. So the white glue, so I've just like dissed all of the glue that people use. I've haven't started using it yet, but I have bought some Barely Art. Barely Art. I don't know what it's called. It's very expensive. It costs more than a new kidney. So, but people have raved about it. Now, those people that have raved about it, you'd better be right. Otherwise, I know where you live. Well, I don't know where you live, but I'm sure I could find out. With my connections at MI5. Oh, sorry, my connections at MFI. That's a furniture store. That closed down in the 80s in the UK. Anyway, shut up, Dave. Yeah, so it better be good, you folks that told me that this, because it was very expensive, and I shall cry if it isn't. any good. There we go, that's what I'm looking for. So we're going to have this like this, and I know I've made it very dirty with all of my extra. Oh look, I've even gone over the edge. He's gone right over the edge, him. Again, I'm just going to cut that a bit off. My measuring was probably not particularly accurate. So that's too hot. I can't drink that straight away. So we're going to pop these on the panel this side, which was supposed to be the panel this side, but it's supposed to be this way up. But then that becomes a upside down pocket, you know. And I've got enough troubles in life without making any more for myself. So, and you know what they say, it's a happy accident. And I'd love to be sat here being all professional, like I know what I'm talking about, and most of the time I do, but some of the time I don't. So I'm going to pop this here. So again, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to have a nice little crafty little tuck, crafty tuck. Have that there. And then we're going to do another bit here. Just going to smoosh out my glue with my tip. So these are just cheap things from Temu. Other drop shipping sites are available. And then, so we're getting a bit of a curl on it because I've just put some glue inside it, but it will dry out and it will not curl after you've stopped it from not curling. Stopped it from curling. And we're going to pop this on here, and we're going to ink the edges because we can, and because I will, because I do, because I don't, because I should. Can, because I can keep talking, Dave. You just fill in the blanks, Dave. The world will never fall silent in and around me. I'm afraid. You should be afraid as well. So wait until the crash happens. So you won't be around for that. But like, if I've had a day where I've started out feeling quite anxious and I go through the zany part of the day, then I have a part where I completely crash and I cannot do very much, although sometimes I have to push through it because I'm at work. So again, I'm just going to pucker that up a bit, pucker it up. So oh, don't smash the cup with your scissors. And drink it slowly because it's hot. So there we go. So that we've got our little tucky space here. We've got our little pockety space. Let's do pockety space. And we've got our other little pockety space here. And we are on a little bit of a curl, but we're going to be good. When it's dry, it'll be good. You can give it a bit of a... We've made a bit of a mark there, Dave, but you know, we could always cover it with an owl, maybe. That would be a hoot, wouldn't it? Ha ha. So it was going to be the other way around, the smaller one over the bigger one, but they're only slightly different size. It's not going to be a massive issue. And now what we're going to do is we're going to make our little connectory thing. So what I want to do is I want to cut that down. Oh no, that one wasn't quite wide enough, was it? We'll use that one. Right, I'm going to fold this one over. And this is what you're supposed to do with this bunch. You pop it in there, like that, folded over, with the fold on this facing towards the innermost part of it. And do that, and you get a folded one. And then what we'll do is that's going to go on there and be our little thing for our tucky in thing. And our tucky in thing isn't going to be quite as long this time because I've made it the wrong way up. So Not the wrong way up, is it? It's not. We've established this. It's not the wrong way up. It's just not the right way up. So, you might not have this, so don't worry about making it like this. If you wanted to make it with a slippy in thing, then you'd take a piece of card, fold it over, and maybe just round the edges of this. So I will do that. I'll show you what I mean by that. I will take a piece of card here, okay, and I will cut it down. So if you had a piece of card, like so, fold it over. Oh, sorry, BBC News have just come through. I thought I'd turn the sound off, but clearly not. And then you take your corner rounders, and then you can just pop that in there, like so, and clippy offy, and clippy offy, and you've got a nice little rounded thing, and you get a nice little tab, and you can do it like that. So you don't have to worry about having the things that I've got. I've only got them because I've got them. So this is, oh no, see, trying to go into for measuring in centimeters. This is an inch and I don't know, 3/16 or 3/16. 3/16. An inch and 3/16. So that's 1, 2, 3/16. Because of course that's a nice handy measurement to have, isn't it? Do it like this. Is that right now? That's about right. So what we're going to do is, how long do we need this? So this is longer than I would normally have had left, and all that's longer because I changed the pockets inside. So let's just fold it over and decide. We don't need it anywhere near like that. We probably need it to be about that length. And again, there are no measurements going on here. This is all without the aid of a safety net. And we're going to pop that in there. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I did my last one. So I'll just decide how long I need it. Coming out to that, ooh, nowhere near that long. Maybe half of this will be sufficient. Sing along if you know the words, but if you know the words, then how? Because I'm making it up on the spot. Is that going to be too small now, Dave? Are we going a bit silly? No, it'll do. It's fine. So what I did was I stuck this side down first, like this. So I'm going to stick it down. I'll stick this to that. I'm going to put glue on this bit. We're going to stick it down so that it comes right to the edge. Trust me, I've been right on the edge a few times, especially today. And then we're just going to round that round, just to make it form the same sort of shape. Yeah, and then I'm going to flip that over, and we're going to do the same before we actually glue it down. I'm just going to cut that out, the excess off. And then we're going to flip that back over this way and then glue it down, and it should be the same sort of rounded shape. And yours might be straight or with a steady hand, but anybody that's been here before knows that I don't have either of them. So we're going to ink this, because then we'll make it a little bit different colour, and you can see then it's a tab. Emphasize the difference rather than split the difference. Oh, you know what I haven't done? I'm going to round the corners now. we can get it in to round. We've got a different corner rounder. That's because this, doing it like this, means that it won't fit in there. So I'm going to use my little cheapy one that I keep for just such emergencies. I say emergencies, or a crafty emergency. Snippy and snippy. If only you could see my face when I do that. I literally close my eyes whenever I'm doing anything like that. So we're going to pop that on there. Yeah, and then we're going to use the bits that we've got left to make a little thing for it to tuck into. So we're going to glue all of this down. And then we're going to glue right the way down here. And close it up. But we haven't glued the tab bit inside. We've left that because we want to envelop the page with that. Get me with envelope. Like I know what I'm talking about. Like I'm using big words like they don't come easy to me. Words don't come easy to me. Please don't sing again. There we go. So that's going to be our little tab thing. And now we're going to make a little thing for it to flip into. And I think we'll use that. And I think what we'll do is we'll round the corners again. There you go. Use this one. This time. Snap. 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 Okay, and then we're going to use that. We're going to make that again inky. In fact, you know what we could do? Probably should have done it before I did anything. Maybe I should cover it. But we're just making this more difficult, more complicated. Dave, are you making this more complicated? That's not like you. Said no one ever. So let's make it more complicated, because if we can make it more complicated, then why not? Well, you'll see it here live, why not? Because I'm sure it won't go right, and then you'll say, oh, that's why. But if I can make the mistakes so you don't have to, then my job here is done. So I'm going to stick this to there. Hang on, I'm going to choose which bit I want to use. I want to use that. I want to get that bit encompassed. Oh, come on, turn. So yeah, I think I was going to tell you what was in that, wasn't I? But I didn't, did I? No, you didn't, Dave. So tell the good people what's in there. So there is a mixture of, I did have some art glitter glue, and I've put that in there. There is some bookbinders glue. Is it pin flare? No, not pin flare. Don't know who it's by. Where is it here? This. Is it pin flare? Yeah, it's pin flare. So it's got some of that in it. And it's got just some standard PVA glue. It's got a bit of a mishmash, to be fair. It's basically everything that I've got. Oh, and that paper. I love this Pentart paper glue, but I can't find it again anywhere. So I did get it in the sale. So a sale. Not that you ever see me out shopping, buying things that I don't need at all, ever. Maybe. Just don't tell the bank manager. I earn my pennies. They're hard earned. I work hard. I do a challenging job. Why on earth shouldn't I spend them? But I don't buy things that I don't need. Mostly. I'm trying to encourage you not to buy anything you don't need. And we're going to pop that on there. And some of you out there are going, oh, those colours don't go together very well. And you know what? You know what I'm saying? I don't care. So, going to pop this, and this is going to be our little tab to pop the little closure into. And we are going to say, that looks amazing, Dave, aren't we? So I'm just going to glue it at the very tip. So I know I could glue it further down because it's only a very narrow tab, but it just gives you a bit more leeway when you're trying to get your tab in. If you can kind of bend it out a bit. That's going to go on there. Just go like, oh, Dave, don't. Look, with the things that you don't want to move, move, and the things that you want to move, don't. So don't come at me like that. So that's going to clip in there. Okay, you could, of course, round the corners if you so desire, or even if you don't desire, you can do it anyway, or not. I'm just going to snip mine, just because I didn't on the last one. We're making this a little bit different because we've made it upside down. Shh, don't tell people. Stop telling people. You know something? I'm so honest. People say to me, you could just get away without telling people and they'll never know. And my brain doesn't allow me that privilege. So there we go. So I hope you thought that was a hoot. And I hope you've, while you've been here, you've at least liked the video, because, you know, I'd be very upset if you didn't like it. And you know, or at least tell me that you liked it, even if you didn't like it. Just tell YouTube that you liked it. That way, then somebody else will see it. And I hope you enjoyed my company. If you're a long stayer here, you probably are here for the company, because you never can tell what's going to happen with me, can you? So, and as you can see, if you're new here, I do like to tidy up as I go. So I tidy up after every video. So that I can reset for the next one. So anyway, so thanks very much for watching. My name is Dash of Dave, and I love you all without exception, until you give me a reason not to. So don't give me a reason not to, and I will see you all in the next video, hopefully. And I'll be here, and I'll see you. All right then, folks, take care. Lots of love. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Lots of hugs. And I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye. Bye, bye, bye. Bye, bye, bye. 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 An octopus. Bye.